Crisis creates opportunity. Right now, we've just witnessed some of the damage done by one of the bigger hurricanes of this season, Hurricane Helene. Now, back to back, we are having a Category 5 hurricane headed straight towards Tampa Bay. So I was thinking to myself, given I'm trying to build an acquisitions fund around acquiring essential businesses, this might be a good time to practice a proof of concept for the technology that we're going to be using for the fund distribution, for some of the other stuff that we're going to be doing in the long term. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on as far as a business plan, both how it can help the current situation that's going to be going on with Hurricane Milton and the long-term effect of being able to provide cash flow that can support myself while I work on building the acquisitions fund. So let's get into it. So like I mentioned, crisis can create opportunity for those who are smart enough to find the solution. Now, given hurricanes, they are something that we've already experienced. The nice thing is we can look at the problems that they cause and be able to identify where there may be an opportunity to provide value to the people affected by it. So given hurricanes, the main issues that are caused by it is going to be flooding, damage to buildings, damage to the infrastructure. So like I mentioned, transportation and power, as well as people's houses are going to get affected. That also means their belongings. So clothes, furniture, personal items, etc. Now, at the core, at the essentials of what humans need, water, shelter, food, medicine, and other perishable goods will most likely be affected. And things that are needed immediately, such as water, food, and medicine, if there's a shortage or if there's no access, that's a problem that people need an immediate fix to. So this is essentially the business model that I think could be a great way to both prove the concept of using a fund distributing NFT, as well as being able to solve some of the problems that are going to be caused by this hurricane. Given people are going to need access to food, I think this is a really viable option for us to explore as far as just where we're starting at. We're going to call some of our connections and we're going to make offers to see if we can raise the capital for this. And if we are successfully able to raise the capital, I'll be able to get this going and hopefully be able to supply some food for people who need it within the next week and a half or so. So just to kind of walk you guys through the offer, as far as microgreens, why I chose it, like I mentioned, the best businesses, the most successful businesses usually fall into one of the categories outlined in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the nice thing with microgreens is not only is it just food, but it's very healthy food at a very affordable cost. So our goal would be to distribute this to nonprofits as well as local individuals and markets to help make access to affordable, healthy food a little bit easier for people in the Florida area. So with this business too, there's a lot of strong points, not just within the current circumstances we're looking at, but as far as some of the strategic advantages, it's recession proof. People are always going to need to eat. There's also been a shift towards people wanting to live healthier. It's no longer cool to just go get a burger at McDonald's or, chow down on Chick-fil-A. People are starting to shift towards trying to eat more holistic and healthy foods, whole ingredients. So given the rise in this trend, a lot of businesses have identified this as well. And this is why we're starting to see rising prices when it comes to organic produce. Demand's going up, so the price is going up. But the cool thing is with microgreens, we can have an operation running at year-round production, given it's in a controlled indoor environment. It's a really short growth cycle too, which means we can constantly be supplying fresh produce for customers, and we can use a subscription-based revenue model. So we're not having to hunt brand new customers every single month. Once we onboard people, we're able to grow, expand, and scale from our current base. So as far as getting things started, all the equipment you need for production is under $800, and you only need about 6 square feet of space to be able to operate a production unit. So you need 6 square feet of space to hold a rack, and the rack is going to be what holds the trays, which is what the microgreens grow in. Now, as far as these trays go, they're going to be, like I said, producing crops every 7 to 10 days. So with these trays, you should be able to grow about $25 worth of microgreens per cycle. So even if you're on a 10-day cycle, that's 3 per month, 3 cycles per month. And if you're selling out all 20 trays at full production, you're bringing in about $1,500 a month. So within the first month, if you were able to sell your full supply, hypothetically, you could make your entire investment capital back within month 1 of starting the business. Now, obviously, that takes some skill. That's not a guaranteed result, but it's something that's very attainable. $1,500 a month isn't a lot. And if you target big clients, you can honestly sell that amount within 2, 3, 4 clients. So as far as the strategy we'd be using given current circumstances, we'd first be looking to supply food to relief organizations, as well as people who are directly impacted by the hurricane, whether that means their power's out indefinitely, or that means they've got a lot of flooding. If they're having problems, they're people that we want to help. As we supply the food, we're able to use the opportunity to network and collect contact info. So we can build a list of potential clients that we could have for our subscription-based revenue model. After getting a good base for contact info, we switch to converting clients. And whether I do direct follow-up outreach face-to-face or doing a phone call, I'm going to incorporate some sort of strategy so I can take the information that I gather from helping give out samples, give out low-cost food, to be able to transition it into a model that's producing revenue. Once we've onboarded clients and have a system going, we're then able to incorporate referral systems to scale without having to do direct outreach ourselves. As far as the startup costs altogether, given businesses, there's usually a trial and error period. The best way to start a business is if you can buy one from someone who already owns one. Now, I don't know someone directly who owns a microgreens business, but I did come across Jonah, which is the founder of a very large microgreens production company in Canada. He's got a course that essentially helps people start up their business in microgreens from their house, and it includes a lot of really great information. I'm not affiliated with them, but it does include his CRM software for having his virtual farmers market, as well as the grow cycle software for tracking different activities that you need to keep up with as far as growing the plants themselves. So when to water, how much water to give, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of really great value in here, so I think it's worth the $500, given I'd probably spend more than that if I went through the trial and error process on my own. But altogether, it'd be $500 for Jonah's startup offer, and then around $500 to $750 for the initial equipment. I've seen lower estimates, but I think as far as raising capital, it is good to go for the higher end, just given in the event it does cost more than you anticipated, you do have that extra capital that you can pull from. So honestly, I think we could get the start for $1,000, but $1,250 I think would definitely be a safe number to hit. So as far as the offers, I had this written in 1K just for ease, but essentially I want to have multiple offers. If you can control the terms, the price usually isn't that big of an issue. And so I want to give people the opportunity where we're flexible in the terms so we can make sure we get the loan capital needed to get everything started up. And included, I do have a weekly timeline, which just kind of goes over the process I'd be looking at for getting this from startup phase to fully operational. So the plan essentially is we're going to take this outline that I've typed up, and I'm going to use this while I reach out to some of my friends and see if I can raise some of the capital to get this stuff rolling. If I am able to secure the capital, then the next step would be going to the store, which there is in Urban Farms right next to the house, and I can just buy all the equipment that I need to get things rolling and have production rolling as soon as tomorrow if we're able to secure the capital. So it remains to be seen, but I think we do have a pretty strong offer. It outlines both the current circumstances as well as the strengths of the business while providing several offers for people to choose from and a timeline to give them confidence in how we're able to execute on this plan. If successful, the plan would be next month, we would set up a fund distributing contract to represent the microgreens business, where each token is going to represent a unit of production. So like I mentioned, one rack, 20 trays. Well, we would raise the money for buying the next unit of production through selling one of these tokens, and then we'd be able to distribute the profits from the business using the NFT itself. So we're going to see if we can raise the money. And if we can raise the money, we're able to get rolling and continue on with our journey. So it's all about spotting opportunity. That is honestly one of the biggest strengths that I think a lot of business people are able to identify. But with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.